Good morning. How's everybody doing? Well, it's probably not good morning. I just ate breakfast at Denny's, and that was crazy there. Something's always going on at Denny's in terms of how they do what they do, even though you may try to be a good trooper. Before I get into the reading, I wanted to reflect upon my thoughts on this new movie that I haven't seen yet in reference to Fred Hampton. And if you all get a chance, I need you to check out this guy named Papa Duck. Papa Duck. And this individual by the name of Delbert Blair. Spelled D-E-L-B. I gotta find out for sure the spelling of his name, but I think it's Delbert. D-E-L-B-E-I-R-T, I think it is, something like that. Blair, B-L-A-I-R. Doctor. You may be able to just put in Dr. Blair. I think they're very powerful information. Also, Brother Panic. Brother Panic and his, I believe his consort, his wife named Khadijah, they have a serious channel, you know, because the main thing I'm finding out about the people who refer to themselves as African Americans, they tend not to expand their mind, right? Especially when you find out that the first law of creation is all is mind and mind is all. What does that mean? There's another book by, normally I would know the author's name, but off the top of my head, it's called The Spirit Molecule, DMT. The Spirit Molecule, DMT. I think it might be Peter Strauss, I think it might be. Anyway, getting back to the Fred Hampton situation and what I'm currently reading in terms of these books, because it all correlates, especially for black folk, right? There's a guy by the name of Neely Fuller. He has a code index, neelyfuller.youtube.com, and his videos will come up. I think they're like, sometimes he's depicted as a cartoon character, but what the cartoon character is saying is like real deep. So he has this book called The Code Index. I studied it a long time ago. So his premise goes something like this. If you don't understand things from a perspective of white supremacy, then you will misunderstand everything else. Now, because my zodiac sign is Libra, I try to be on both sides, see both sides, all this. What I learned in my present demonstration, right, and how everything is coming down, you gotta choose a side. So part of that is man his circumstance, or does man create his circumstance? So what that translates with this is that if you don't choose a side, then you kind of like burn yourself up. You kind of like stop oxygen going to your brain. Because at the end of the day, what they were talking about was black folk telling on each other and so forth and so on, and we couldn't come together in terms of unity. This is what it's really all about, right? See, the energy don't care what shape it takes until it's acted upon in terms of the negative or the positive. So the era that we're living in right now, which is totally clear, is your external don't mean nothing. But at the same time, it does mean something. Like I was just at a Denny's a minute ago. This guy tried to serve me something I didn't order, right? Because I'm always getting the what do you call that, the special. See, I don't need to order the stuff, and I find out like for potatoes it was like $2 more. I'm like, I didn't ask for no potatoes. What are you trying to give me? So I've been around some people, right? I've been around some people, it'd be 16 of them, right? And 3 of them, well, there's 2 accountants in the bunch, and somebody's meal getting messed up, and they send everything back. They don't care where they at. This dude was stupid enough that I could overhear him saying what I did not say that he's supposed to understand because he's working there, and I get the same joint every time I come. And plus I tipped him the last time I was there, and then he's gonna try, man, please. Then I had some black folks sitting across from me, right? No connection. Like if I was someplace else, they would have been like, yes, you are right, sir. You must no. They was like no disconnect. Like out here culturally, black folk is disconnected. But see, this is what I'm loving good is it's temporary. It's temporary because God in charge. That's why I say. That's why I know that black folk is God's people. Here's why. Think of any other race that have been treated the way we have historically, and we've done nothing about it. Or we get isolated, like that dude that was he worked for he was an LAPD officer. He was also in the Navy, right? I can't remember his name. If I can see his face, buff dude, right? Knew his stuff. They burnt him up in a building. Like he forgot his job. See, the thing I learned about with these people is that when you come at them physical, they can handle that. But they can't handle the mental. Because when you come at them mental, they want to call it the psychiatric people. But how about this? Yeah, how about the root? How about the root? Now I believe in the flag and all that, right? But how about this, right? How can you, like Richard Pryor say, go out your back door and say you discovered something? That make no sense. So this is the reason why. This is the reason why my position is with God. I told God, I said, look, Lord, I submit myself 100%. Just tell me what I'm supposed to do. I know I'm supposed to pray. I know I got to put you first, but I got to come to you before you come to me, Lord. Whatever that you want me to do, and I know it's good and it's right, and you open up my eyes and come back to my people and teach properly, I'll do what you want me to do. That's all I did. It was not complicated. So getting back to the Fred Hampton thing real quick, it don't matter what they put out. I didn't really understand how deep Hollywood was. I didn't even understand the situation with the dress ritual, right? They want all the major black male stars to wear a dress, right? And then they be talking about stuff like spirit cooking, like setting you up in a way where they got cameras hooked up, where they got a two-way mirror, and they put you on a compromising position so that you gotta sign the contract. Or even some of these spots where they make you, how can I say, consume your own waste, not like unlimited times. Like, what kind of world was we living in? Like, if people got time to go and vote, man, the only thing you can vote for is God, because God's in charge. Man thinks he's so far ahead on the demonstration that he can't be corrected. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it to the fullest. I'm going to know exactly what's going on when it's going down, because I know I'm just a cog in the wheel. So, I say all that to say this here, right? If you're not with God, you're going to get crossed up. Straight up. Right? And it's like this. If you're not with the right team, then you know what to expect. Everything I'm looking at right now is temporary. Everything. Check this out. The only thing that's permanent is God. And then I'm learning how to access. Like I'm sitting in a demonstration that I really don't want to be in, and I'm being compelled to maintain 3 particular steps. See no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. Become the circumstance of my existence where I become the effect of my cause. And then stop all the foolishness, like everything that's backed up, you ain't got to deal with that no more. Right? So let me get to the book. So what I mean by the Fred Hampton thing is this, right? It's not about being upset about the movie or this, that, and the other. It's business as usual in a white supremacy demonstration, right? So normally I would ignore it, right? But it's like somebody doing something right in your face, right? And you recognize it, and you say, Lord, can I be part of the can I be part of the problem solver? And your plan is expert, because guess what? Your plan ain't your plan. Your plan is God's plan. Right? Man shows us all the time that God works through man, right? That's true. But there's some other degrees. There are degrees at the level that there are higher degrees that maintain the lower degrees. Like, for example, the law of gravity. If you're 20 stories up and you're floating across the sky, then guess what? Whatever your purpose was, whatever you're supposed to be doing, nobody has heard of anything like that. So we try to keep things in a three-dimensional, but there are also higher quantum physics laws that, as the law of gravity is being maintained, you're impacted with a higher law when you know what you're doing mentally. And yeah, it takes some time, but it can speed up. There's a way how you can speed it up, and I'm on it. I'm on it right now, like not tomorrow. And I can't wait to be part of the solution, because for black folk, we gonna keep on getting what we've been getting. And I truly believe that part of the black folk situation was like this here, right? Once we wake up and find out who God is, it only takes one of us. Look, it's just like the two dudes who came to see Malcolm, right, after his riff, I think, with the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and they was questioning, right, and Malcolm was very cordial, very nice, because I heard the soundtrack and everything, right, and that's how I am. I'm like, when you come not of my father, I know who you are. Like, we ain't gotta talk about it. You ain't gotta show me this and show me that and show me this paper or however you come, right? And now I got the answers and how to move, but most importantly, for my trolls, listen to this one. I'm duplication. I'm multiplication. I'm already plugged in everywhere at once. By what? Thought. Like, it can get to the point that you so bad that wherever someone is at, you already in their mind. And they transmit and transfer you. That's why everybody I teach gotta be smooth, boy. They gotta be like, it's just like it's like a confidential informant trying to break into your crew. What? And we change, shape, shift constantly. And then we not doing no TV stuff. We ain't doing no use some cameras and some lights and action and the director. No, we on something else. Cause look, you done taught us. You done made the ultimate monster. I'm glad I ain't you. So let me get to the part that I was going to speak on. The power of the mind. Or should I say, the power of the word. Perhaps from the previous chapter, you've been able to elicit sufficient understanding of the prompters that exist in your subconscious so as to make apparent the problem we are faced with now.